Hello everyone, and today we're going to be taking a look at the latest PlayStation Plus update. We're using the PlayStation Plus Premium tier, and this gives you a selection of PS5, PS4, PS3, although via streaming only, PS2 and PS1 games. As you can see here, you've got a nice selection. So I've got the premium tier that I paid for. It's only cost a couple of pounds because my membership's about to renew. So I'm only paying for a couple of days before it auto renews. So I thought I'd go in and check it out. Interesting selection of games. Like we said, you can see some are labeled as PS3. Again, the ones labeled as PS3 are only available via streaming, in case you're wondering. So this is the collection that you get here. As you can see here, you've got the PS1, PS2, or PSP as well. This is the classics selection. Interestingly, there's no PS4 game. There's no PS2 games. It's just the PS2 games that had PS4 ports. That's why you're seeing the PS4 logo next to games like Red Faction and stuff like that. Tekken 2 as well. You've got there, which is the PS1 game, Siphon Filter there. Jumping Flash. Remember that robot rabbit game? You played like a robotic rabbit thing, and it was a kind of weird game, Jumping Flash. You've got the PS3 games. Again, these are not running under emulation, and they're not ports. They are just streaming. So you only get original hardware. We will check out the PS3 games in this video as well. You also get gaming trials as well. So you get 2-hour trials of some newer games. Right, so again, you do get a selection of games. This is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. So you just boot up the game, and what it does, it just has a countdown timer for the 2-hour trial. So I take it when the 2-hour trial ends, you'll just get booted out of the game. I haven't played it for 2 hours, but you get a few other games. There's like Horizon Forbidden West is the other big one. So I thought I'd just jump in and just have a go at Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Again, it's not a demo. It is the full game that you're getting. It's just with a 2-hour time limit restriction. And if you buy the game, any progress that you've made will carry over to the full game. I'm playing as a spore warden here. Kind of boring part though. I've just put in the first kind of tutorial part because I'm only gonna get. I'll only played this for about half an hour. But yeah, it's typical It's Borderlands in a fantasy setting. It still has guns though, so it's just kind of the set dressing that is that is kind of a fantasy set dressing. It was DLC in Borderlands 2. There was kind of the bunkers and badasses. It's just a continuation of that, basically. But it is nice, I guess, that you get the trial, I suppose, of the game. Try before you buy. Next gen games are just way too expensive. I think I'll just wait for a sale on this one, though. I think that's with most next gen or current gen, should we say, games these days, that they're so expensive that I think you can just wait for a sale. The 2-hour trial is okay. I mean, you have to pay for the premium tier to get it, so not a big fan of that, but having to pay for demos essentially, it's not a great idea, I don't think. I mean, I'm not a big fan of paying for demos. I don't know why the 2-hour trial should be part of the essential tier, really, or even just free. I mean, technically every Steam game has a 2-hour trial because you can get a refund on it if you've played less than 2 hours of that. So I'm not a fan of that. I mean, I like try before you buy, but especially because so many modern games are so expensive and so many are so disappointing these days. So overall, if it was in the essential tier, I think it would be better. But let's go check out some streaming games, shall we? Some PS3 streaming games. Right, so before we check out the streaming games, let's just do a quick internet connection test. So 52 megabyte, 52.5 megabytes down. It's not great, but it's not the worst either. God, I wish we had gigabit internet. 10 megabytes per second up speed. Should be fine. I think it's like, is it not like, I think it's like 10 megabits per second down is the minimum requirements, but we'll find out how good the experience is. Okay, so I think we'll try Motorstorm Apocalypse. So you just get the option instead of download, it just says stream. And let's see how well it does then with the stream. So you get start and select are the what was it called? The trackpad buttons, the left and right click trackpad. Let's see how long it takes to start now. Might take a bit of time to start. So you can play it on PC if you want. There's a little laptop. Continue your game anywhere, which is quite a good idea. Similar to Xbox Game Pass, where you can, you can play your game on a PC, play it on an Xbox, and play it via xCloud as well. Oh, it seems to be starting now. We're just doing this in real time. Oh, like it gives you the old signed in to the PS3s. This was quite an interesting racing game. I believe the tracks sort of disintegrated and changed. That's why it's called Apocalypse, because things would blow up and things would collapse and the tracks would change each lap. So quite an interesting one. What we'll do is we'll skip ahead to gameplay though. Skip all these menus. And those loading times were really long on the PS3. Luckily, I skipped it for you there. But yes, of course, doesn't benefit from the SSD because it's streaming from the cloud. All right, let's go and get on with this. We've got Supercar. We're in San Francisco at the Golden Gate Bridge, or what's left of it, at least when it's collapsed. Doesn't look good, to be honest. It does feels kind of sluggish. This was a 30 FPS game. I did try it on the PlayStation. That's not gone well. The doors come off my car. I suppose that's the least of my worries there. But yeah, look at that. The Golden Gate Bridge has seen better days. So you can boost. You can. This was the one that was famous for the destructible tracks. Really, although it wasn't in real time, it was all scripted. So yeah, this is a 30 FPS game. I did check it out on our PCS3. Oh, I've missed the ramp. I'll go this way then. That's fair enough. It's not a good looking game, really. It's just not a. You can see all sorts of stuff goes on in the background, and the track will change as the laps go ahead. Things will collapse, things will blow up. And that's pretty interesting. That was the interesting kind of gimmick. You can push the boost triangle. I pressed the triangle there and it missed it. Triangle was to show like events and things, but yeah, I don't know what happened there. I did press it and it just didn't show me anything. So there was a bit of input lag. It does feel like you're playing the game from very far away, which I suppose is true. You are. I mean, you're playing it. Oh, your inputs are being sent over the cloud, and you're just getting a video input back. But other than that, it's this is an arcade racer. It's not a sim racer or anything like that. So it doesn't, and it's not really a competitive game or a game that requires fast reactions or anything like that. You could argue maybe as a racing game it should. Whoa, big slowdown there. There was a big slowdown. I don't know if that's just the game, because again, is it just running on PS3 hardware? Because I don't think it's running emulation on a PC or anything like that. I know it uses the Azure, Microsoft's Azure cloud services. Oh, there's a bit of the track collapsing. Oh, the track's collapsed and I fell to my demise. Oh, went through the rock. But luckily I'm alright, went through those rocks. Oh, the lighthouse has collapsed as well. See, I told you this track deforms and gives you new obstacles to dodge around each lap, as you can see. That's why it was called Apocalypse, because, the apocalypse has happened, and of course, what do we do? Oh, there you go. There's the tunnel. The roads has collapsed on the tunnel there. So yeah, this was a decent game back in the day. It's not a very good looking game. The color palette is really washed out. Again, I called this era the brown age of gaming. And yeah, so again, look, if you look at PS4 games, last gen games had a way better color palette than this. All the colors don't look right, and I think it is running on a real. I think it is running on a real PS3 or. Oh, there goes the bridge is collapsing. We've got this little roller coaster type bit. I mean, I wouldn't want to be one of the fans that's up there in the spectator sections there. In case the bridge collapses completely. I mean, I'm no structural engineer, but that doesn't look solid. That doesn't look very sound to me. Oh, yeah. See, there's a bit of it collapsing there. Look at that. It's just all collapsing around us. This is not going well. But other than that, it's pretty playable. It's perfectly playable. The gameplay is pretty nice there. Let's see if we can jump over this thing correctly this time. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. That is much better. Watch the lighthouse. I'm in the lead now. I'm actually in the lead. See if we can win. Oh, truck blew up. A truck blew up. Mother trucker. Better be careful. The road collapsed here. Luckily, there's another road underneath it. That was fortunate for us. And we didn't just fall into the abyss. So that was good there. See if we can win the race. That'll be the ultimate test of is it playable or not. Whether we can win. We're pretty well. We're in first place at the moment in our supercar. I don't know if I'd want to drive a supercar on a collapsing bridge, but anyway. Yeah, Motorstorm Apocalypse. This was 2011 that it released, and you know it wasn't a bad old game. Whatever I've done there, I've completed something. Oh no, no, bad. That's bad. Press X not to drown. That's good. In the ocean, in the Pacific Ocean, there. I don't want to drown. Right, there we go. Oh, I'm in second. Second, ram him. There we go. Boost over the line, and there you go. We won. So, yeah, the experience is okay. Visually, there's nothing really to tart it up, but yeah, it's pretty reasonable, I suppose. Right, so let's move on to PS1 emulation. We're taking a look at Resident Evil, the director's cut. Again, this is one of the few PS1 games that was available on the PS3, so this has just been ported over to PS5. You can get a PS5 or a PS4 version. Let's see what the PS5's SSD can do. So you do get the features of this. You can rewind and pause the game as well. All the games are pausable and rewindable from the emulation menu. And you can also save anywhere. So in Resident Evil 1, we don't need the ink ribbon, at least. So you can see the zombies got back up. Get them, Jill. We didn't become a Jill sandwich. So you just press the options button. And we got the shotgun without becoming a Jill sandwich, at least there. So you press the options. I think it's the options on the PS4 controller. So you just press it and you get rewind. You can see we can rewind all the way back to when, right back to the start. I don't know how far back it goes. But if we died to that zombie, we could have rewound and shot the zombie again. Again, you can load and save, and there's also a settings menu that allows you to change things like the aspect ratio of the game there. So it just allows you to change that over there. And it's pretty good, though, because we don't need to use the ink ribbons. We can save anywhere, at least in Resident Evil. It would be nice to see more games on the PS1. There's very little. There's Jumping Flash, Tekken 2, Siphon Filter, and I think that's pretty much it, really. There's not a huge amount of games available on the PlayStation. Love to see Metal Gear Solid. That would be good. I would really love that. Silent Hill. Silent Hill would be good. Get some Konami games out there. Metal Gear and Silent Hill would be quite cool to see there. They'd benefit. Silent Hill, especially in Metal Gear Solid, didn't have pre-rendered backgrounds. Why doesn't it auto-combine those clips in Resident Evil? That was annoying about Resi 1. You had to, again, and you had to reload manually as well. You had to go in there and reload the gun. But anyways, so we'll take a look at some PS2 games now. They're not really PS2 games, they're just PS4 ports of PS2 games, I suppose. Right, so the PS2 game that we've chosen is Red Faction. Because why not? I like Red Faction. You could, blow up walls and things with the Geomods technology. It was fun. It was a fun little game back in 2001. That was its gimmick. You can see here we placed this mine here. We better get out of here. And then we blew up and the wall blew up in real time. And we could do that with any area, not just the marked areas. Pretty cool little game. But anyway, yeah, so this one doesn't have any of the features like the PS1, so there's no rewind, save anywhere, or anything like that. This is just a port of the PS4 version, because this was released on the PS4. So it's just playing in back compat, essentially, of the PS4 version there. No PS2 emulation features yet, so we haven't seen any PS2 emulation, because this was just ported over. Quite a few games as well, like Primal is there also. I think there was, see if we can stick this guy. I missed him. I think I killed him though. Did I kill him? Yeah, I killed him. I had to stick my own Red Faction guy because he was in the way there. Anyway, I found a rocket launcher, so now we can blow stuff up. But yeah, so this just plays, again, just as a regular PS4 game on PS5. doesn't run very well though. I mean, you think if it was a port, they would have at least enhanced the frame rate at least, but it still runs at 30 FPS. Like it feels quite sluggish to be honest with you for a port rather than just emulation. But anyway, it runs okay. Again, you can blow up the walls with the charges and the rocket launcher, and it was a kind of fun game, Red Faction. But yeah, the PlayStation Plus, thanks. Even stick this dude. Yeah, stuck him. Yeah, take that. Stupid Altor Corporation. This was the folk that made Saints Row, and they went on to make. So this was one of their first sort of games, console games at least. We'll blow that up, but I can't jump up there. That's a shame. Ah, we didn't even blow a hole in the thing. So you can blow up anything really. That was the main. Apart from that area there, let's see if we can blow this bit up and get right through. Get a hole in the ceiling. Yeah, there we go. We blew a hole in the ceiling. So it was quite limited though. The geomod technology. We'll blow this section of wall up just for the fun of it. I mean, this was the most fun part of the game because it had the most geomod sections. Let's go and stick this guy as well. And this was the most fun part, sticking them and watching them panic. Running around with the 9 stuck to him. Yeah, there you go. I blew a hole in the wall there as well. For good measure there. But yeah, PlayStation Plus, the premium tier, don't really feel like it's worth it though at the moment. There's no real... Again, I want the Metal Gear Solid games. Konami, come on, this must be... Surely Sony could do a deal with Konami to get Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 on the PlayStation. Oh, that was the hole we blew in the ceiling there. We'd gone up a bit there and we blew a hole in that there. So there you go. You saw the hole that we blew there. Anyway, this isn't really a review of Red Faction, but yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, I just don't think it's really. At the moment, it's not worth it. At the moment, I think Game Pass is probably the better deal at the moment because you do get classic games as well on Game Pass. There's only one, well, there's technically 2 tiers of Game Pass. There's Game Pass Ultimate and just the regular Game Pass. Game Pass Ultimate just allows you access to the PC and the Xbox consoles. I think it also allows the cloud as well in there. So you can, again, pick up and play the game. You can stream some of these games as well. There is the option to stream or download. The Resident Evil Director's Cut and Red Faction, I've just downloaded. I don't fit through there. I do fit through there anyway. So I just downloaded them. You could have the option to stream them as well. So PlayStation Now has been merged in. And you can do this on PC via streaming as well. You can access that there as well. But overall, there's just not enough games for it to be really worthwhile. It is a shame because, you know, Sony have, you know, 4 generations of PlayStation. I saved that guy there. I actually saved him. He's thanking me for me saving him. But anyway, that is all for this video. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again soon. And goodbye.